Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing some of my K-pop opinions because what lazy K-tuber hasn't at this point. Of course this is all solely my opinion and mine only. Feel free to share your own in the comments below. Again, this should be no shock, but there is absolute no hate towards any groups mentioned. Let's start. 1. RIIZE are genuinely one of the most vile fans I've ever come across. These past 2 years have been probably the most just shocked I've been at how disgusting K-pop fans can be in general. Dehumanizers is practically synonymous with K-pop fans, but I've been the most shocked with how RIIZE, especially how AJANUGU RIIZE treat the boys. The funeral RIIZE are so incredibly disgusting. It takes such intense insanity to do that, and it makes my skins crawl. The way they spoke about Wonbin's letter, the way they continue to ask about his weight, his interests, his everything, the way these men can't live a life, and especially the way SM is handling this, it's all disgusting. And it does seem like I'm being harsh, especially since there's been worse fandoms previously and even now. But this is really the first time I see a fandom I'm in crumble. It's just so jarring, and I don't know, like I said, it makes my skin crawl. The boys have been through so much only to be left with the very people and system that caused that pain. This is technically a separate opinion, but it relates. I think Sung's chance of returning is shaky. Frankly, I don't have high hopes, but I don't think it's off the table completely. SM is genuinely stupid for not putting their all into protecting this boy the first time he came back. They've already given delusional fans what they want once. And if they see their tactics no longer work, they'll only get nastier. And again, kinda a separate opinion but related. Solo Sungin fans that think SM will actually debut and promote Sungin solo are stupid, fully and utterly stupid. He's actually erased from content, has been, and even when it's not related to RIIZE, he's still censored out. They'll do the absolute bare minimum, most definitely less actually, and when it obviously doesn't perform well, it's their best excuse to simply not continue his promotions at all. Sorry, I'm getting a little riled up. It just pisses me off, especially as RIIZE is my alts. And don't give me the well, if you love them, support them economically, through streams, even without Sungin bullshit, because your definition of support is actually your way of trying to claim ownership. You don't support the RIIZE members, you don't respect them, or actually want what's best, you just want a false sense of ownership to fulfill your miserable fantasies. 3. Groups like Slov and ZB1 being so openly queer, or participating in queer culture and imagery is a great step in the right direction. And of course not assuming any of their sexualities, but I think it's so amazing how openly themselves so many of these no idols are, and not just in the queer community but in general. Idols like Jian and Natty also come to mind as people so unapologetically themselves and so fun. People still complain about the lack of interactions, but no, I think it's more of a fan problem. Fans really are the ones holding these idols back. Actually scratch that, it's the fake beef and the fake scenarios these fans create that makes them think their idols have no friends and no relationships. Anyways, the fact so many idols can now openly be themselves, and groups like XLOV have especially pushed the boundaries of gender expression in K-pop, and it's something we should celebrate. Of course, with this rise of acceptance can also come with people and companies taking advantage of it, which also leads to appropriation and half-assed attempts of culture and art that requires so much skill and effort. Even so, we should still celebrate the small wins, because as a result we get great art and artists able to express themselves more freely. 3. Naevis needs to be deleted. SM is stupid to keep trying. At this point, I genuinely see no point on why SM keeps promoting Naevis, none at all. I think it's partially because of how crazy successful Puth is right now, and I know she was supposed to debut a while ago, almost 2 years before than she actually did. But she isn't clicking with the general public at all, or honestly anyone at all, so why do they keep pushing her like? Puth works because they operate in a VTuber-based system and their music is general public friendly. MOMMAE, despite not being around anymore, worked decently because their budget was so crazy high, and their music was also actually good. They tried to do both with Naevis, have the hyper-realistic model and also a typical animal-style model, but music is buns and she isn't sticking. But what gets me is that they're trying so hard to make her a thing. She's an opener or takes up a track slot in some of the aespa concerts, which everyone hates with their entire being. The promotion she gets is good, she constantly has something being done, she's getting more comebacks, yet no one cares and a lot dislike her. Like, I don't get why they keep trying to push her. In fact, they made her image worse, because when she was solely tied to aespa everyone adored her. Anyways, it's time to cut the cord because no one wants her. 5. I actually like the typical sound 5th gen is going for. It's just the type of music I personally enjoy and I don't really mind the similar aesthetics. It also makes it so much more interesting when groups studify the trends. The one thing I will say is that I wish groups and companies tweaked the whispery vocals, soft instrumentals, etc. just a bit for every group. For example, I adore RIIZE. I think they have the best 5-gen discography as of now, but I still feel they haven't topped their debut singles. Their debut still follows the trend Yo-Yo is softer, while also has the elements of the typical 5th-gen sound, but they're small tweaks that make it sound so good. There's a rising action, a climax. The final chorus feels like a final chorus, just small changes that makes a song go from pretty good to amazing. That's what I want from 5th gen. Follow trends fine, but tweak them, make it fun, make it interesting, or if not, at least make it good. 6. I honestly think 3rd gen overall has my least amount of favorite songs out of the 5. Don't kill me, I'm not saying they have the worst ever, or that there isn't good music, but I find myself enjoying every other generations more. And 3rd gen easily has the most popular and iconic music. I completely agree, but if I had to choose to save 2nd gen's or 3rd gen's music, I'd probably save 2nd. I love 3rd gen, guys, trust. 7. Okay, final entry. I'm genuinely worried for the upcoming Boys Planet season because it sounds a lot like Girls Planet with how separated the ethnicities will be. For those that don't know, the current concept for the 3rd Planet season is to have a Chinese and a Korean group debut from the same show. I'm not sure if this'll work like EXO or Wave, where there is a Chinese sub-unit and then they all come together for one comeback, or if it's just two completely separate groups and they're more like sibling groups. There's 2 reasons I think they chose this double country concept. The negative theory is that they've seen how many foreign trainees have taken the center spot in these major Korean shows, how obviously being the first and most prominent center debut. We also had Ma Jik-seong in Project 7, Jaeyoung in Starlight, and JL in Universe. And while these shows happened after when I believe they finalized the Chinese group concept, I think it only reinforces what they're trying to do or even prevent. They've stopped the foreign trainees from debuting first before Shalala, so by making a separate group you can prevent this from happening more. On the positive side, maybe they're seeing how beneficial and popular these trainees are becoming and capitalizing on it, which I don't know is actually a positive now that I think about it. There is also a chance this concept doesn't follow through. I mean, the original Boys Planet concept was supposed to be non-signed trainees and have a full year contract. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's all for today. Feel free to share your own opinions on the comments. Please subscribe so you have the latest updates and reviews of ongoing decently popular survival shows and other fun things. I'll see you all next week. Bye.